Hello, beautiful Taurus friends. I'm LaChondevi with Power Life Hypnosis, and this is your mid-October 2018 love and romance reading. As always, I would like to say thank you so much to all of those who thumbs up and like my videos. Thank you to all of those who comment and share my videos, and thank you to all of my old subscribers as well as all of my new subscribers. I appreciate the support from you all. If you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do so at my website, POWERLIFEHYPNOSIS.com. You can also book a private reading with me now directly through the description box below. If you would like to know who your future long-term romantic partner is, including details such as when you meet your partner, where you meet your partner, what your partner will look like, how to recognize your partner, some additional details that I do not share here, as well as a full reading as to how to align yourself with your future partner and your ideal relationship, you can book a future partner reading with me now, again, through the description box below or at my website, POWERLIFEHYPNOSIS.com. If you have an iPhone or an iPad, you can contact me at any time through the free Instant Go app. The link for that is instantgo.com/PowerLifeHypnosis. If you send me a message, I will respond within 24 hours with your predictions and guidance. So the links to book a reading with me now, to my website, as well as to my Instant Go are all in the description box below, so you can check those out. Tauruses, this is a general reading, so the messages may or may not resonate with you. If they do not, please check your moon and rising sign videos, as those messages may. Or you can check your moon, sun, and rising sign videos for a more complete picture of your love and romantic relationships at the ending portion of October. So Tauruses, this is going to be somewhat of a different reading for you all here, coming from me, because earlier today I began receiving some channeled messages. I began receiving a channeled story, and over the last few hours this story has progressed and I've received more messages. And it wasn't until I began pulling your cards that I was then shown or told, this is why we've been telling you this story. So in addition to everything that I have in front of me, I have our theme of what we may be experiencing, 2 predictions, our fortune, as well as our guidance, so we can discuss how to use our free will to bring about the best outcome. So in addition to the information that I have here, I also have here some messages that are straight from your guides, as I do call upon your guides, angels, and many other beings to provide the best messages here for you all. So we're going to go into the theme and the predictions, and then we're going to go into what was revealed to me earlier, and that message may evolve as well. We'll see how that goes. So let's get into this. Okay, so Tauruses, I did get more cards than usual here regarding your theme. So let's see where to go first. Okay, well, of course, I'm going to go here first because this is a theme that we have been experiencing. This is a theme that's been carrying over. Reconciliation. So this is speaking of a partner, a previous partner that we would like to reconcile with. So as mentioned before in the October reading, this will resonate with you. If you're in some sort of separation, or if there's someone who is in your heart, someone who's in your heart, but maybe not in your physical world here. There's a desire for reconciliation. There's a longing for reconciliation. I'm feeling a longing in this card right now. When I pulled this card earlier for a different reading, Aquarius, I felt a different energy. I felt an energy of someone wanting to leave. In this instance, I'm feeling a deep longing to hold this person, as seen by this male here, who is holding his soulmate. So many of us, again, are seeking to reconcile with an individual. Now, we have here a card of new love. New love, new, refreshed renewed feelings of love coming to us at this time. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and that is absolutely excellent. And this person is going to be ourselves, Taurus. We're being guided to love ourselves first. This is our major energy here. Self-love, self-care. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So we are being guided to invest that energy and that longing that we have been feeling toward someone who we are only connected to at this point in the higher realms, in the higher dimensions, because this is us here. And we are genuinely longing for this person. And there's a connection, there's a touch in the 5D, in the upper realms. However, we are here on the 3D, on the earthly realm. Therefore, this is really interesting. This is really interesting. So look at this card here. There's an energy, if you can see here, I know there's somewhat of a glare, but if you can see here, there's an energy of that 5D, that higher dimension, right? The clouds, the energy here. Now, these two cards here, this is us on the earthly realm. As you can see, these are more grounded energies here, more earthbound energies here. So, despite any longing for another person, we may still feel that way. And we are entitled to feel however we feel. You know, those are our feelings. No need to try to convince ourselves that we feel any way other than we do. That only causes turmoil within us. So, with this feeling, whatever this is, we can simultaneously decide to take that energy that we are putting into this desire, the love, because really when it comes to love, it has nothing to do with that person. It's not the person that we love. It can be anybody else. You know, that it could have been anybody else in that person's position. So it's not about the person. It's about the way that we felt with the person, how we felt inside when we were connected with that person. That's the feeling that we miss. It could have been anybody else. If we had that feeling with another person, it would have been another person. So that being said, it's the feeling that we miss, the feeling of love that we are longing for, not so much the actual person. So we are able to extract that energy, extract that and give it to ourselves. We have that ability to love ourselves first. And the wonderful thing is, yes, as we love ourselves more, as we pour more love and appreciation into ourselves, it does make us more romantically attractive. As we raise our levels of self-love, it causes us to, of course, emit a different loving frequency, a different loving vibration, one that is higher than if we are in a lower vibrational place from feelings of longing or feelings of lack of love. If we turn that attention to feelings of love and pouring love into ourselves, we no longer feel that lack. And that absolutely makes us more attractive. It elevates our moods. It's probably, I feel like it's shown in our faces, in the way we walk, in our energy. People can sense it. People like those who are happy. People who are happy are much more attractive. So we are being guided, advised, encouraged to put love into ourselves, love ourselves. Put that same energy that we are putting toward that individual to us, because we are the most important. We are the most important, and we deserve that love. And this passion card did pop out. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So let's be open to love. Let's be open to the love that we share, the loving connection that we share between ourselves and our higher power, because really that's only the love. That's really the only love we need. Love for ourselves, love from our higher power, loving connection with our higher powers. Everything else follows after that. Those are the most important. So let's put energy, passion into ourselves. Let's care for ourselves like we did this person. We deserve that, right? Especially if that person wasn't putting that same energy and effort into us. We deserve that. So let's go ahead and give that to ourselves at this time. And the beautiful thing is, the more we focus upon love and the more we focus upon ourselves being loved, because let's keep in mind, our higher powers love us infinitely, and there are so many beings and angels and so many, you know, there's so much love. We are so infinitely loved. We truly, truly are. However, we often don't see that, or we just kind of separate ourselves from that and choose not to look at that when there's a void or there's a lack of love that we are, you know, feeling, that we are feeling. It takes away from that knowingness that we are infinitely loved. And the more we focus on that love, the love to ourselves, all those that love us, it causes us to, in turn, attract more and more and more love. Because the more we focus upon something, the more energy we put into something, the more energy builds there. So if we continue to put love into a place where there's a lack of love, causing us to feel a lack of love, if we're putting energy and effort into a lack of love, we will be bringing more of that into our experience. If we choose to practice pouring love into ourselves, the more love we're going to receive. The more we focus on we are loved, the more love that we're going to receive. So again, we must love ourselves first. We are the love of our lives. We're falling in love with ourselves, our beautiful selves. Let's fall in love with ourselves. We're lovable. We're loving, we're lovable, we're amazing. Right? Who wouldn't be in love with us knowing who we are on the inside, right? Okay. Or knowing our intentions, just knowing who we are. And just, we're lovable. Okay. Let's go ahead and go into our first prediction here. So for our first prediction, I do have the card of the clouds. The clouds here. As well as the cross, followed by the stars. Followed by the stars here. So Tauruses, okay. The clouds, the cross, and the stars. First off, I can see here that this cross card and this stars card together, because they are both sixes here, this speaks of, one, compassion, feelings of compassion. So we may be feeling compassion towards this other person. Because these are two different suits, the Six of Spades as well as the Six of Clubs and the Six of Hearts, this can also speak of carelessness. So perhaps we are being called to have more compassion for ourselves even. Maybe we're being careless in where we are focusing our compassion. Now with these cards together, this is saying, Tauruses, that many of us may be feeling some sadness, some grief. Some sadness, some grief. These are two difficult cards on their own. And to be combined with each other. This is speaking of what is going on in our mental space here with this card. So we may be feeling depressed. We may be feeling burdened. We may be having sleepless nights. We're having challenges here, emotionally, mentally. And this could be because we've been keeping the faith. So it could be that keeping this faith in this situation, faith that our wish is going to be fulfilled, is creating this really challenging mental energy for us. Again, sadness, depression, clouded thinking, sleeplessness, sluggishness. We're just not connected with our passion in life. Or even if we are, or we are doing things to keep our passion in life or do what makes us feel passionate, we have this going on within our mental place. And of course, whatever is really going on in our mind, the scripts in our mind, such as, computer script, the computer programming, is really what affects our external circumstances. So no matter what actions we do, if we are in this mental place, it kind of dims our passion for life. So we have to take this back now for ourselves, because we are lovable and we are loved. We are loved. We are infinitely loved. So let's also give that love to ourselves and reclaim this passion here. So again, some of us may be experiencing some wishful thinking. Some of us may have been experiencing a lot of hope and faith and praying, wishing, hoping for our desire to manifest here. And that is what is causing this trouble thinking here. This sadness, this depression, this grief, this anxiety, tears. For our second prediction. Excuse me. Once again, thoughts. This is the His Thoughts card. So yes, there's a lot going on in our mental space. And again, it does look like our judgment may be clouded, our thinking may be clouded, may be foggy. So again, His thoughts, as well as a long way. A long way. Followed by the meetings card. Okay. So I'm being told to just go ahead and share the message that I received at this time. So taking this His Thoughts Long Way meetings combination here, this does describe what I was receiving today. And so I'm gonna try to recall this story for you guys. So the story I received was this, Taurus. Visualize or imagine that you are currently in a forest or wooded area, alone, and it's night. It's dark. Upon nightfall, your phone dies. You have no concept of time. However, because of traveling through the forest for so long, it does feel as though you've been in this place, in this forward movement, for an extended period of time. So now we are here, and it is night, and we are alone. And because night is not that's not our normal habitat. The forest, the woods, the wilderness at night is not our normal habitat. So of course, You're feeling uncomfortable. It's cold. It's very cold. And it's very quiet. Too quiet. And that's unnerving because you hear little noises, the crunching of leaves, or even maybe nothing, but it makes you turn around because you're on high alert. This is a very scary place to be. We cannot see what's going on. We just know that we feel unsafe. We feel uncomfortable in this place. So from here, our options are, we can ask the night sky, and we can beg the night sky. We can plead and pray to the night sky and beg for it to be a little less dark so we can be more comfortable, because it's really scary where we are. We don't know where we are. We don't know when the light is coming. We just know that it's not fun right here, right now. We feel very unsafe, threatened even. So we've tried asking, begging, pleading, wishing, hoping. We've asked over and over again for the night sky to become a little less dark. And as we don't know how long, how much time has passed, because it just seems like it's endless. Every minute seems like an hour. We found that this is not working for us. We can keep going, but we don't have control over that. So from there, we come up with alternative options. We can sit through the darkness and we can endure our experience for we don't know how long, because we have no sense of time, and because we are in this place where we are really out of our element and have no control of our surroundings. It's an endless night. It's an endless night. We're afraid that at any minute a snake is going to come up and bite us, or chupacabra is going to come out of the shadows, or we have no idea what the darkness holds. We can't see it. So all we can do is sit there on high alert and sit there with our fight or flight mechanisms activated all night. We can stay there in that place. That is an option until the morning comes, until the light comes. And then once the light comes, we can navigate our way back to our vehicle, which is really right on the other side of the darkness of the trees that we cannot really see. But we know that it's right there. We know that it's close enough. So when the new day comes, when the brand new day comes, because of course when the sun rises, it's going to be a brand new day. It's going to be a brand new day. So when this new day, this new time comes, when the light comes and returns to us, we can then again we can then travel through the forest, return to our vehicle, into our vehicles, and then we can go to our home where we are safe, where we are comfortable. So that is another option. A third option is, we know that if we just go forward, we may have to keep our hands up to not run into anything, or just move forward very carefully in order to ensure our safety. So we must, we may need to protect ourselves as we move forward. Nevertheless, we can always move forward, walk forward, and go to our cars right now. Walk to our vehicles right now. Walk to our vehicles, get inside of our cars, and we can drive home. We can drive home. And when we get home, we can go into our nice, comfortable, safe, climate-controlled living place, flip on a switch, and we have light and comfort. And we have food and television, entertainment. So, we can do whatever we would like to do. We have different options available to us. And of course, the option that we are suggesting is, well, really, the second and the third option have the same outcome. It's a matter of how long we choose to stay in that darkness. But keep in mind that if we do decide to stay and endure the darkness, the light will come. Again, it will be a brand new day. Things will not be the same as they were. We will be different because we will be exhausted from being on high alert and fight or flight all night. We will be perhaps sick from being outside in the elements. And we will just be changed mentally as well, because we were traumatized over the last, we have no idea how long, sitting in fear. But the light does come, and again, it's a brand new day. The night is gone, the darkness is gone, everything is made new again. But things will never be as they were before, because again, it's a brand new day. And then we can get into our vehicles and go to where we are the most comfortable and where we have control over what's going on in our environment. Or again, the third option is, yes, it may be a little uncomfortable right now to navigate ourselves through the darkness, but we have the option to do so, and we can go to that happy, warm, comfortable place right now. The interesting thing is, the light will still come, the darkness will still come. The darkness returns. And when the darkness returns, this time, because we've learned not to venture out into the forest at a particular time when it's going to be night, we don't want to have that experience again. So when the night returns this time, we are at home in our place of comfort and happiness, and guess what? And light. And we're not bothered by the darkness because we're sitting watching our television, reading our book, doing whatever we are doing, feeling great, and we have a friend there with us to enjoy that with. So we have everything that we need here. Okay. So, Taurus, we have that scenario going on. We have that scenario going on. We do have the abilities, or the ability to activate the light if we choose to. That will dispel that darkness and that fear. But again, we just have to get into that vehicle. And I'm hearing that that vehicle is a vehicle of self-love. Loving ourselves more. Loving ourselves more than this individual. Loving the light and flipping on the light and wanting the light more for ourselves than staying in the darkness. That is our vehicle there. And again, when we get to our destination where we have light, we are also enjoying that light with our loved ones, our friends. So that's what I'm getting for that story right now, and we'll see if more messages come out. That's the energy that I'm picking up that we're experiencing at this time here. So with this his thoughts a long way and meetings combination once again. In our mental space, in that mental fog, we may be dwelling on or just experiencing the, excuse me guys, experiencing the, you know, the tiredness of enduring this pain, enduring this discomfort for so long, and for we have no idea how much longer. It's as though we're waiting for this meeting to happen. We're traveling here to get to this meeting, and it's just taking far too long, and that is causing our power to leak, because as we continue to dwell upon this situation, that's less time that we are able to allot to making ourselves feel good. And really, that's one more moment of experiencing the darkness, of staying in the forest. And as we stay in that energy, we're just going to attract more of that energy and bring more of that energy to us. It's like when we dwell upon fear, it just brings about more fear. So if we continue to focus on that loss, it's going to create more and stronger feelings of loss. So now, again, let's give that attention to ourselves. And that will flip on our first light switch, bringing light. And then as we continue to move forward, we flip on another light switch, we flip on another light switch, and then we have a house, a soul full of light. And we have light to share with somebody, you know, and we have somebody to share the light with, rather. So this is what I'm picking up regarding your predictions. So this has been some intense energy experience today. I'm glad that you guys are here with me to receive these messages, because if you are here, then this message is for you and was for you. Let's go into our fortune here, Tauruses. First off, we do have the Black Cat. And I find this card particularly interesting because the Black Cat shows up for me, actually in my external environment, when, actually right before, there's to be either some kind of, well, some kind of separation. Whenever there's to be some kind of discord or separation, that is when I see Black Cats. So this is speaking of this distance between you two, the distance between you two, due to some challenge, some energy, some darker energy, negative energy, whatever this is causing a separation between you two. Nevertheless, it does say that, and it does say that your luck will soon change. So things will not stay the same. Things are going to shift. Things are going to shift. And as we remove our focus, energy, attention from that empty void of where we have been putting our so precious energy and love into. Our love is so precious, Taurus. And Tauruses, I mean, you guys are Venus, right? Your love is so precious. It's so precious and it's so dear. And You are much more deserving of your love than this empty space, because really a relationship is not even tangible. It's not even a thing. It's just an empty space. It's a space, and we cannot be the only one putting our love into that empty space and make a relationship. So as we remove that, put that into ourselves, as we are deserving of that, and actually we should be putting that into ourselves first and foremost always, that is going to create a shift, bringing about more passion, allowing our hearts and our souls to sing with joy, bringing about more love, more universal love. That universal love energy will increase within us, and then we will be a magnet for love in all its forms. Taurus, please know that right now you are actually being protected. So not being with this individual is for your benefit at this time. It's for your benefit at this time. Rejection is God's protection. So you're being blocked from this path because it is not meant for you at this time. That's why you're being blocked. If it were meant to be for you at this time, if this was supposed to be going on at this time, the pathway would be wide open. So again, we're being shielded from harm. We're being shielded from harm at this time. And our luck is changing for the better. And as we continue to pour love into ourselves, things only get better. Things can only get better because our love vibration only increases more and more. And in contrast, the more we put love into a void, it depletes that. So we can choose what we want to do in this dark forest. We are being protected here and guided. Angels, the angels are with us right now, Taurus. So you can feel their loving presence. You can feel their loving presence coming through this reading. And it's interesting because I did know, I felt like the messages as they were being received throughout the day were very angelic. And I'm getting chills as I say these words. So yes, these are messages from your angels. So your angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. So on your journey in that forest, in that dark place, that dark, scary place, your angels are with you. You have angels in front of you, angels behind you, angels to the left of you, angels to the right of you, angels above you, angels below you. You are completely shielded, protected from harm. Your angels are surrounding you. They are your shield. And they are guiding you if you should choose to leave the forest. And for those of you who choose to leave the forest, we do have this coffin card. We have this coffin card. Speaking of natural endings. Now I am seeing these lilies, I believe. And even if they're not, that's what my brain and my intuition registers here. Speaking of gaining wisdom, peace of mind, serenity. Coffin, natural endings abound. Take care with your health. Take care with your health. Our minds, our bodies, our souls, our spirits, everything is connected. So if we have a lot of challenging, toxic energy in any of these areas, it affects the other. So by having our thoughts be unhealthy, we are attracting more ill health. So we must take care of our mental place. We must be the healthiest we can be. We must make the conscious decision to take control of our conscious health. Of our mental health. Knowing that, again, we are being guided and protected. So if we decide to walk out the forest, even though we can't really see the way out, we'll be able to make it through. We really don't even have to go like this, because that's what the angels are there for. Again, we have angels above us, in front of us, behind us, on the sides of us. So we're protected. So really, we can just walk out. Really, actually, we can just walk out. So again, as we pour love into ourselves by seeking optimal health in one area, the other area shall align too. And we also have this beautiful star card here. So this is an excellent energy, Taurus. We have this star card here. So our wishes are being fulfilled as we move forward, as we allow the angels to guide us. Our wishes are being fulfilled, and I'm hearing that our wishes fulfilled often do not appear in the way that we would like, or the way that we were expecting it to, because we can only see so much from where we are here on earth, and our higher selves and the angels and all those who are guiding us, they can see a lot more than we can. So they can see the purpose of this experience, and it does have a beautiful purpose. It does have a beautiful purpose. They know why this is occurring. They can see the purpose, even if we cannot see it from where we are in our earthly bound selves. We are being guided to our North Star. We are being guided to the wish fulfillment of what we seek. So the star card says that, Taurus, hard times are over. So the hard times are over. We're walking out of the forest. And we can look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. We can turn on that light switch and we can just have bright light. We have 100-watt bulbs in every room of the house. In every room of the house. So we can look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. And I just heard also, it's interesting that we can't turn the lights off at any time if the light is too bright. If it's too bright for us and it's intimidating, we can dim the light a little bit at any time. We have that choice. But again, we have the choice. We have the choice to surround ourselves with light. We have the choice to surround ourselves with darkness. We have the choice to place the focus upon all the beautiful things that we already have in our lives. And yes, this message is, yeah, okay. So on that thought, I'm just going to lay these cards out because this is going with what I have in front of me here. So we have the choice to, again, focus upon all the wonderful things going on in our lives, all the light, which would be us flipping on all the light switches in our house, in the house of our soul. Or if it's too bright, we can, you know, have the lights on but not focus on the lights so much. We can turn some of them off so we don't experience so much light. Nevertheless, what we focus upon, we receive more of. So if we want to feel love, and if we want to feel light, and if we want more of that, we must turn our attention away from the darkness, even if it's comfortable, turn our attention away from the darkness to all the light that is around us, the wonderful things that occur in our lives, the wonderful things that we already have. Excuse me, guys. Human beings, we tend to be more lack consciousness when it comes to our way of thinking. But that's also because it's physiological 4444 on the clock. So yes, great angelic healing coming at this point, as we are acknowledging and placing our focus, intentionally placing our focus on the light. So physiologically, animals, we seek to maintain homeostasis. That is complete balance within our bodies, balance within our cells. If we get too hot, we sweat so our body can cool down and we can go back to homeostasis. Our bodies can only go a certain range up or down before it needs to go back to where it was. We can only become so cold, and then we begin to shiver so we can elevate our body temperature and reach homeostasis. Homeostasis is our normal state of being, and it is where we seek to be. So if we are comfortable, cozy, if everything's well, you know, if we're good in our world here, we tend to not put as much focus upon things when everything's going right. We're just able to live. It feels good. We live, we go through life, and we don't place as much focus as we do on something when it is not going right. So what we must do at this time is, again, let's place our focus on the love that is already within us. As we are born from love, we are beings of love. We have the love of our higher powers that is always within us, through us. We have the love for ourselves that is more important than the love from another human being. The love that we have from ourselves, that we have for ourselves, is everything. And it also has a large bearing on who we have in our lives, who we allow to love us. When we have a lower self-esteem, for example, we are more inclined to view others who don't deserve it in a more positive light because of our lower self-esteem. So how we feel about ourselves and the love and what we pour into ourselves, the energy that we pour into ourselves, versus if we're pouring it outward or if we're pouring negative energy into ourselves, that has a lot to do on our external environment. So again, okay, this Milk and Honey card, number 51. This speaks of having harmony and joy and abundance here. And this says that we truly do have everything we need right here, right now. It's a matter of shifting where we are placing our attention and our focus. Let's focus on being joyful, happy, content with our lot, because we have so many beautiful opportunities, so many beautiful things. Life is beautiful. Life is beautiful. Right here, right now. We have everything that we need. We're in the land of milk and honey now. So let's put our focus upon the good, the things that we do have. And again, as we do that, better shall come to us. Number 30, TikTok, and this is the card of divine timing, Tauruses. So one, I'm hearing everything is made beautiful in its time. Everything is made beautiful in its time. So this situation in time will, or rather, we will be able to perceive in time the beauty of this situation, the purpose of this situation, why it needed to happen, so we could be pushed into looking after ourselves first and foremost, putting the love, the deep love and passion and commitment that we have for another into ourselves first. And that is going to make all the difference moving forward. And that's opening us up to real love, true love. Because when we love ourselves, then others who love themselves will be more drawn to us. And that is the recipe for a healthy, interdependent, fulfilling connection with another person. So everything is made beautiful in its time. Allow divine timing to work things out here. Again, the darkness does come back. The night comes back. It comes back over and over again. By the time the night comes back, though, and by the time darkness falls, We're not afraid of it anymore because we're happy. We're at home in ourselves. And we have the love of our higher powers that is also occupying that space with us. So we are content, especially because we know what the discomfort was like. We know what the discomfort was like, and that makes us even more content to be in that space. Because we don't want to go back there, so we're not doing that anymore. So allow things to work out. Once again, Tauruses, everything is working out for your benefit. Things don't always happen in the time frame that we want them to. And when we try to force that, when we try to force our will and our timing upon the universe and our situation, one, you know, it's like universe and our higher power, they kind of laugh, you know, human, you know, you guys are human. You want that instant gratification. You have no concept of what we can see here. And we know that there's really no such thing as time. It's really just a human construct. You guys created that. There is no such thing as time. Where we are, there's no time. There's no time. There's no such thing as time. And time and things pass much more quickly in the other realms than they do here. So this number 44 thinker card says, Tauruses, that we may be spending way too much time in our heads thinking about this situation, and that is not going to benefit us, and that is actually causing a blockage to what the angels with this number 44 are attempting to show us and teach us and tell us, and what they're trying to work with us. When we are spending all this time in our head about the situation, perhaps trying to control the story, the mental story of it, versus letting go and just allowing the best outcome to come to us. So accepting, yes, this situation in my head is a possibility, and this may happen. And you know what? I'm willing to accept this or something better. Let go. And those who know more than I do about the situation, please take over so I can be free. So I can be free. And I can have more passion in my life, experience more joy, and allow my heart and soul to sing with that joy. Because I don't want to stay in the darkness here. So as we get out of our heads, we can get into our bodies, we can work out, we can do something fun, we can do something creative. But let's tune out, because as we do so, that allows us to listen. That is where we can listen from. When we are spending too much time in our heads, dominating what's going on, we can't hear the higher wisdom, the higher guidance. We can't hear what those who know more are trying to explain to us. So let's take a step back, knowing that we don't know all the pieces to the puzzle here. They have the awareness that we don't, and they are guiding us in the right direction. Because again, we did have this card here, and this is what this card is speaking of. Yes, 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 yes. The angels are guiding and protecting you on your spiritual journey. So we're blocking this powerful energy that we have available to us by attempting to dominate our view of the situation versus letting go. And the more we choose to focus upon it and the lack of it, the more we experience just the lack of it. So our judgment is going to be clouded in that place. Let's clear our minds and allow the answers to flow to us. Because again, it's only going to bring what we seek or something better for us. And it could be that there's something great out there for us that we can't even perceive from our vantage point. To be fair, number 38. To be fair, number 38. And this to be fair card it's speaking of balance. Also that concept of homeostasis. If we're feeling disimbalanced, so Taurus, if you're feeling or imbalanced at this time, know that going back to our center, going back to balance is inevitable, because we have to return back there, right? We have to go back to our comfort place. You know, if our body temperature continue to raise, then we die. If it lowers without us going back up to homeostasis, we die. So the angels aren't going to let us die, especially not over this. Even if we feel like we want to curl up in a ball and die, it's not going to happen. This is all for a greater purpose. It's teaching us things. Strength, right? Strength, resiliency, courage. Courage to get through that forest. Especially if we can't see the angels, we just have to trust. We just have to place our blind trust in those that are protecting us, in those that we cannot see. And we just have to know that we are being divinely led and guided to our best outcome here. And that is a pretty scary thing to do when there's an unknown. So, again, we are needing to go back to our center. Go back to our center. We can do that by, again, accepting what is going on, accepting that good is coming from this situation, that only good and better and better and better will come of this situation, as long as I just relax and take care of myself first, put love in myself first, and all will fall into place from there. That's the best place for us to be. And that brings about the highest vibrational match to love, real love, true love, unconditional love. Because there's no love in a void. And really, again, it's not even about that person. It's about how we feel, how they make us feel, how we feel as a result of our connection with that person. And if we are feeling anything less than amazing, wonderful, you know, fulfilled and excited and inspired as a result of this situation, then we are depriving ourselves and we are robbing ourselves of the love that is really already available to us in the here and now. So, Tauruses, I must say this. If you have not booked a future partner reading with me before, I do highly recommend it, especially in situations like this, because when we are in that forest, when we are in that darkness, we don't know what is on the other side. We don't know. So it can be a little unnerving thinking about, okay, I just left out of this with a loss or a lack of love or a hole, you know, feeling wounded from this and then walking out with no idea of what is to come. And I know I've been there, and that's why I created this reading in the first place. When I was in that forest situation, I created this reading because I wanted to know, you know, I needed some hope. I needed some hope, and I wanted to know what is coming for me. Is there something coming for me? Because really, unless we have the answers, you know, unless we are lucky enough and blessed enough to be able to receive the answers, we don't know. And we can be walking around in our life, throughout our lives, without any knowing of, will we find the one? Who is coming to us? You know, we can walk through our lives thinking that we may not find the one, and that also causes us to hold on to those who we intuitively know, who we instinctively know, this is not love. This is not the love that I'm looking for. But we may not know that love is available to us, so we hold on to these things. We stay in that forest. So again, that is the place where I created the future partner readings from before I even came to YouTube and started this, because I needed some answers. I wanted to know. And once I knew the answers and I knew when I was meeting this person, you know, when, where, and I knew all the details before the situation played out, it at least gave me a calm knowing that, okay, everything is going to be okay. Okay, my worst, you know, fear, or the worst case scenario will not materialize. There's something better. And That also allowed a freedom for me to then work on myself, because it's imperative for us to be in the best place possible when we come into contact with the person that we can have a relationship with, because, you know, wherever we are is where the relationship is going to build from. So if we are way down here, then, you know, it's like that's where the relationship is going to start. But if we are already at a loving vibration, we are already connected with ourselves, in love with ourselves, experiencing the love of our higher powers, our relationship can only go here and up. So again, I was able to manifest a relationship out of a different place. It gave me that hope, knowing that, okay, there is someone. And when somebody came along who didn't vibrate with what I wanted, I was able to let them go easily, knowing that this is not the one, the timing isn't right. And then when the person did show up, when everything did play out as predicted, it was amazing, because everything played out and the answers were the same. And it's just taking away that worry was everything. So I knew I had to do this for people too. I had to bring this to other people so they can have that experience too, because it's so freeing. It just lifts up the night. It's like what lifts up the night, knowing, you know, the darkness, knowing that, okay, this love or this whatever this fear is, we don't have to worry about it. Let's focus on the abundance, the beauty, the here and now, and the loving ourselves and the passion and increasing that. So then when this time comes, we're ready and we know who you are. So we don't even have to be afraid when you come along, because we already know what you look like. So again, if you're interested in this experience as well, I do highly recommend it, especially when we're in places like this. So that being said, my lovely Tauruses, let's go ahead and go into our postcard from Spirit, and this will wrap up our very extended reading, or very long reading. Save the best for last, I guess, in this instance. You were chosen to be done at this time, so. Alrighty. Dearest Taurus, there are times when you get lost, but refuse to see your part in things. It happens to everyone. Something feels familiar, but sort of off. If you're feeling confused, it's best to throw away that map you're using, which only lets you navigate based on your past experiences. That isn't what you need right now. Instead, take a deep breath and open up to the truth. A desire to stay in denial, or a desire to stay in that darkness, that means that part of you doesn't want to be responsible for the pattern that has shown up in your life. Right? We don't want to get into the vehicle that's going to carry us, take us easily and effortlessly into the light, which is that self-love, putting ourselves first, caring for ourselves first, building ourselves up first, because we are the most important. We are lovable. We are love. We are love. Yes. Yes, Taurus. This is the right time to wake up and start again. So again, everything happens for a beautiful and wonderful reason. So this is a time to wake up and start again. So it's a new day. This is the new day. The new day. By the way, you will always get another chance. You have unlimited chances to start again. We love you so much. We really do. Be gentle with yourself, Taurus. Coming out of denial is like being temporarily blinded by super bright lights. So allow your eyes to adjust. So it's going to be uncomfortable. You know, when we're getting out of that forest and we're so used to the dark, we're so used to one way. We step into putting ourselves first. We're stepping into light and love. And all that is truly available to us when we are open to receiving it. It is uncomfortable in those initial stages. However, as we continue, it becomes more and more comfortable. And it's like working out. When we first start working out, we don't want to. But then when we start to see the results show up, we're addicted to it. We have to do it. We need more because we love the results. And that's what's at play here. So, Taurus, carry on. Carry on, special one. A beautiful life awaits you. Loving you so, so much. Alrighty, so these are the messages that I have for you all. I hope you guys are still here with me to the end. That was a special reading that must have been very needed for one or two of you, because again, I've been receiving these messages all day, had no idea why. I was just hearing the story and they chose your reading last. So I would take this time, all this time, to provide all the messages that were necessary. So for those of you who these messages were meant for, you are loved and you are supported, and the angels are coming through to remind you of what you may, you already know, but you may have just kind of put on the shelf or chose not to look at. You may have just chose not to look at that. So the best of luck, so much love, so much light to you, Taurus. It only gets better from here. Just through watching this reading, you have already made a shift in some way that has brought you closer to the light, or has flipped on even more light switches for you. That is the last message that I'm getting guided to tell you all. Mwah. Thumbs up, like this reading if the messages resonate with you all. Comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. And again, if you have any doubts, if you have any fears about the future and the state of your relationships, know that you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to feel that way, but it's natural. It's natural because it's an unknown. And if we've been hurt many times before, we have that doubt. We have that doubt. That's natural. However, the angels don't want that for you. Your higher power does not want you to hold on to that. They want you to put focus in the things that make you feel alive, that align you with them, that bring love and joy to your heart and your soul. That's the state that they want you in. So again, I'm here if you need me. If you are interested and you would like to book a future partner reading and receive the details of who this person is, as well as, again, when you're meeting this person, where, so you know how to recognize them and how to align yourself with them and a beautiful relationship, a beautiful, healthy relationship with them. You can book a future partner reading with me now directly through the description box below. The links are all there. So I love you all. Again, I'm wishing you the best of luck. I'm sending you love and light from not only myself, but from all those who were here with us at this time assisting during this reading. So I thank them as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all very, very soon, my lovely Taurus friends. Mwah. Bye.